Hey guys, welcome back to the Connoisseur Reviews. I thought it would be a fun time since the Oscars are this Sunday just to rank the 9 Best Picture nominees from my least favorite to my most favorite. And if you've seen my top 10, which I have somewhere up here, you will kind of know how this list is going to turn out because a lot of those movies ended up in my top 10. I mean, 2019 was an incredible year for films. Looking back at it, especially these Best Picture nominees, it is really good. It is really telling how much of quality we got and how much of variety we got. So let's just get into it. My number 9 is going to be Joker. I think Joker is a really good movie. I personally wouldn't have nominated for Best Picture, but I think it has everything making of a Best Picture nominee. I don't think it has a chance of winning. I don't think it should win. But I definitely think it should win in Best Actor for Joaquin Phoenix. I think that is the highlight of the film. The movie looks good. It became iconic. It became very topical. I think it managed to handle a lot of topics that we are dealing with today about isolation and people being mean to each other and not really giving anyone a chance, or mental health and all that stuff. And it really shows. I think it's really well told. I think it's handled cleverly. And I just think the strength of the film is definitely Joaquin Phoenix's performance. Like, everything else is solid. I think that's the movie is. It's just a really solid movie. And it's a comic book movie that is subverting the genre. It is making it darker. It is making it something of more of an auteurist style. Yes, it's not the best comic book movie, but it is taking comic books to that next level where it can be taken as a serious film. Well, that's number 9 is Joker. Number 8 is going to be Once Upon a Time. I don't think this is Tarantino's best work. I think it is definitely super entertaining. While I was watching it, I was not bored. I was having a blast. I was laughing. I was, being a part of that whole universe. And I felt like I got Tarantino's because I get his style. And he very much puts his suave style in. It is a little pretentious in terms of, because it is Tarantino. But I think the wonderful recreation of 1960s, 70s Hollywood is incredible. There's a lot of funny moments. I think the cinematography is done well. I just think his writing and his storytelling isn't as tight as it can be. It is very long. It's too long. The Sharon Tate stuff is unnecessary. But anytime you got Brad Pitt on screen, you are having a blast. Anytime you had Leo on screen, you were very entertained. The rest of the cast is really good. But Brad Pitt and Leo definitely steal the show. But I think Joker's probably a better made film than Once Upon a Time, but Once Upon a Time is just so much fun. I wouldn't have nominated for Best Picture either, but it's here. Number 7 is Ford v Ferrari. This was a surprise nomination since it only got 3 awards other than Best Picture, and they're in kind of minor categories aside from editing. But it's a fun, sexy, entertaining film. It was one of the last movies I watched. It was a movie I was waiting to watch before I did my top 10 list, and it didn't make my top 10 list, but the movie is super entertaining. It's a lot of fun. Matt Damon and Christian Bale give really great performances. James Mangold tells a really good and compelling story. I felt like I was a part of the racing sequences. It felt like a very Americana movie. It's very fun. I know I'm saying fun a lot, but that's what it is. I just thought the ending was kind of unnecessary, but I think anytime you're racing, you feel the adrenaline, you feel the asphalt, you hear it. The sound design is just incredible. I just felt like every time their car was overheating, or every time they took this like sharp turn, I felt like clinging to my chair because I was genuinely scared for their lives. But it's my number 7 pick. Would it be Best Picture? I wouldn't, but it's fun. It's a really entertaining. Number 6. This movie just missed my top 10. It is The Irishman. I think this is an incredibly epically told film. It is something we will probably never see again. All these legends working together: Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino. I don't think we're going to get anything like this. It was a sweeping epic. It's long, yes, but it is so gripping. The cinematography is great. The production design is great. I felt like I was part of that era. Anytime Robert De Niro was on screen, I was compelled. Joe Pesci, he stole the few scenes he was in, but Al Pacino kills it. I wish Al Pacino was a front runner for Best Actor or supporting actor, because I think he deserves it. I think he's better than Brad Pitt and anyone else this year, but sadly him and Joe Pesci are going to split the votes, even though I think Al Pacino is the strongest point of this movie. But overall, this is a really good, entertaining, slow burn burning movie. Number 5 is going to be Jojo Rabbit. Again, another very topical movie. Who thought you can make World War II so entertaining? It's fun, it's modern, it tells us to have conversations, to learn about one another, to have those dialogues, because that is how hate is eliminated, by having dialogue. And that's what this movie is ultimately going for. And I think Taika Waititi did an incredible job. He directed this movie masterfully. He had me laughing one moment, he had me crying another. And then just that shoe scene was heartbreaking. Just watch this movie. It is amazing. Scarlett Johansson's performance is great. There's a really great subtle moment with Sam Rockwell, and that moment just got me too. There's just so many great moments of this movie. It's just so good. It's just so darn relevant. It hits you on all sorts of levels. Number 5, Jojo Rabbit. Number 4 is Marriage Story. I think we get 2 amazing performances from Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. I think they steal the show, but the writing material Noah Baumbach gives them is incredible. There's so many great lines of dialogue. It's a very relevant story. You can see yourself in each of the characters. You'll be rooting for one person and then you'll be hating the other, and then vice versa. You'll be going back and forth, and being a different person, you'll take away something else. My girlfriend took away Scarlett's side more so than my brother, who was more feeling sympathetic towards Adam Driver's character. And I just thought that was incredible. Like, there was 2 different takeaways for 2 different characters and 2 different people, but overall it's just a really well told story. That whole argument scene is just incredible. That's been memed to death. This movie is just pure delight. It's just so good and it's so relevant. My number 3, oddly enough, is Greta Gerwig's Little Women. I think Little Women is just so entertaining. It is a story that is relevant. It is telling women that they are capable of more than just being girls. They can choose how they want to proceed their lives. If they want to be married, if they want to be single, if they want to be an artist, if they want to be a storyteller, it doesn't matter what they choose. They're capable of more, and you shouldn't judge a woman for their life choices. And the music from Alexander Desplat is beautiful. The cinematography, the dressing. I didn't know that Greta Gerwig could be such a strong director. Like, I love Lady Bird. Lady Bird was my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies in 2017. But Little Women shows that she has a really strong directing ability, and she can direct actors to give incredible performances. I think actually Laura Dern is better in here than she was in Marriage Story, but that's not here nor there. Little Women is great. Go check that one out. Number 3. Number 2 is 1917. This is probably my second favorite movie of the year. It is my second favorite movie of the year, and it's just incredible. Incredible storytelling, incredible visuals, incredible dynamic, and it has heart. People who are saying that this movie is just flash, it's just special effects, it's just a gimmick. It's not. It's a story about a soldier who has an objective, who can save many lives. And there's such an urgency to the film, and you feel this urgency throughout. And there's this just incredible shot at the end where the main character is just running through a field, bumping into soldiers, falling down, but you see his urgency. You see how important this mission is for him. And I think that moment just captures the film perfectly. Sam Mendes does an incredible job of directing this film. Roger Deakins does an incredible job of cinematography in this film. It's just an incredible film, and I would not be surprised if this wins Best Picture. I think this is the front runner right now, and Sam Mendes definitely deserves Best Director, and Roger Deakins deserves Best Cinematography and Production Design and everything else in between. This movie is just incredible. It is just a pure masterful filmmaking. My number 1 favorite of the Best Picture nominees and my favorite movie of the year is actually Parasite. I think Parasite is unlike anything I've seen before. I'm going to be repeating a lot of the same things I've repeated in my review and my top 10 list, but Parasite is just incredible. You should just check it out. There's no way to describe it. It manages to be humorous. It manages to be a thriller. It manages to become a story about classism. It becomes a family story. It becomes everything in between. It mixes so many genres, but it tells such a compelling and unique story. The ending is heartbreaking. There's just so much great stuff in this movie. You'll be rooting for one character and feeling bad for someone else, and then you completely flip and flop around. And it's just an incredible story that is telling a modern story about classism and your place in life and how you can kind of come out of it, or how you can be given privilege and, you know, take it for granted. It's just an incredible movie. And I think this movie should win Best Picture. I think Jung Bong-ho should win Bong Joon-ho should win Best Director. But I think 1917 has more of the momentum. But either way, these are my two favorite movies, is 1917 and Parasite, so I'm not going to be disappointed either way. But those are my rankings of the 2019 Best Picture nominees. Let's get ready for the Oscars. I'm going to have a predictions list out in a day or two. I just still have some more stuff to just kind of figure out, because I don't know specifically like how I'm going to pick the documentary shorts and all this other stuff that I don't really watch, which isn't my fault. It's just hard to access. But overall, 2019 has been an incredible year. Let's get ready for the Oscars. I am excited. Let me know how your rankings are for the 2019 Best Picture nominees. Do you think these movies deserve their Best Picture nominees? There's some here and there, but every year there's a movie that deserves it and that doesn't. I wish The Farewell was nominated for Best Picture, but it wasn't. But that's neither here nor there. But this has been an incredible year for film. And if you guys agree, let me know in the comments below. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my various social media sites at AwesomeArnoldK, or TheConnoisseur Reviews on my Tumblr. Alright guys, GG.